So we start off by seeing it's the next day and Paige is at school, but even though it's the next day, she's still angry.
Oh, poor girl. All right, so Paige, okay, she's thinking to herself. She thinks, I just know I'll get lots of homework today. So she's already starting off the day with some bad thoughts, some negative thoughts. She knows she feels like it's also going to be a really bad day for her again. Now, she thinks that there's going to be a lot of homework. Now, homework is our word power word. I'm sure you guys know know this word as well. Let's first learn how to spell it. It's spelled H-O-M-E-W-O-R-K, homework. Now, homework, I'm pretty sure you guys know this word. It's a noun and it means work that you do at home, and it's the exercises or the things that your teacher gives you when you go home. And I know homework can be a little bit annoying, but it's only to help you practice and understand the lesson better. And then that way, when you go to school the next day, it's easier for you. So homework is done for a reason. Don't hate it. But let's take a look at our sample sentence. It says, the teacher didn't give us any English homework today. The teacher didn't give us any English homework today.
So that's what homework is.
Yeah,
I never knew.
Easy, right?
Okay, so the teacher then speaks, possibly to give some homework. Let's find out. The teacher says, today I want to talk about the 7-day gratitude challenge. So let's look at what this is. Let's start with the word gratitude. Gratitude is it's a noun and it's feeling thankful for something. You're happy because this thing is in your life and you want to say thank you somehow. Now, if it's a person that you feel gratitude for, you could tell them and show them how much you value that person. Otherwise, you'll just maybe think about it and think, wow, I'm glad I have this. So that's gratitude. Now, a challenge is kind of like a difficult task, something that is not easy to do, either because you don't have much time to finish it or because it's just hard. We can also use the word challenge to describe an activity that you have to complete and one that won't be that easy. It's something you're going to have to work on it. So here, if we put them together, a gratitude challenge is a difficult activity which Paige will have to show gratitude for something.
Okay, actually that sounds like a challenge for all of us because sometimes we always think about bad things, about how annoying something is, how annoying that thing is, but we have to, this challenge, I guess, we have to show appreciation towards other people and things.
Exactly.
So, okay, I understand what it means now. Now, Paige is, again, she's thinking to herself. She's in class and she thinks, what's that? Okay.
Yeah, what exactly is this 7-day gratitude challenge? So the teacher's going to explain it, and the teacher says, what are you grateful for? Take a photo every day and think about it. So that's how it works. Grateful is the adjective form of that word gratitude we just looked at. So if you are grateful, you feel gratitude. Again, you're thankful for something. You appreciate it. You want to say thank you to that person or thing for being in your life and the help it has given you. So what the teacher's describing here is how to complete this 7-day gratitude challenge. You take a photo of something you're grateful for every day for 7 days.
Okay.
So that means Paige is really going to have to think about all the things in her life she's happy about.
Now, the teacher also explains a little bit more. She says, this will help you feel gratitude for the things in your life. So that's true. Every day we, do the same things. We don't really stop and think what we are really thankful or what we're really grateful for. So I think this should be a really interesting challenge for Paige and even ourselves if we want to try it.
Exactly. And we now see Paige is thinking about the idea. So, what am I grateful for?
All right, so she says, I'll give it a try. Now, when you give something a try, this phrase means to do something in order to find out what happens or to see if something is suitable for you because, like the saying goes, you'll never know if you don't give it a try. And this just basically means you never know what will happen. You will never know the results if you don't even try it out. If it works out, that's great. If not, then it's okay. At least you gave it a try and and you know, maybe this thing is not suited for you, or maybe there's a way for you to do better. So you'll never know if you don't give it a try.
Yeah, you've got to do it to see what happens. And Paige is going to do that. So we see now it's later, it's that evening, and Paige is at home. And Paige has her phone, because remember she has to take a picture, but she's also studying in the living room.
All right, so let's see if she manages to do this challenge. So again, she thinks to herself, what am I grateful for? So,
Okay, well, while she's thinking, in the background, we see the twins, Jimmy and Timmy, are playing loud video games.
Oh.
You know, the TV's on high volume, there's all sorts of shooting or fighting or crazy sounds. Exactly. So, we then see that Mr. Wang is talking to them.
Okay, now what does Mr. Wang say? He says, play quietly, boys. Paige has to study. So the dad comes in, he knows it's really loud, and he sees Paige studying. He tells them to turn the TV down because their sister is studying, or she has to study. Now study here is our word power word. It's spelled S-T-U-D-Y, study. When you study, it means you try to read and you try to remember the things you learned in school or class. So anytime you have a test, you try to study because you want to try to remember all of the things you learned in school. Now let's take a look at our sample sentence. It says, why don't we go to the library and study together? Why don't we go to the library and study together?
So there we go. Paige is trying to study. It's hard to study if there are loud noises, like this computer game, which Paige's dad has just kind of said, boys, a bit quieter, please. And because of this, Paige thinks Dad can be strict, meaning Dad is sometimes strict. That's what we're using can to mean. It means it sometimes happens. But he wants us all to be good. I'm grateful for that. So Paige is thinking of her dad as strict, sometimes strict. Strict, this word describes a person who always demands that others follow the rules about behavior. And again, we often use the word strict to talk about our teachers, maybe parents, bosses, people in charge. So what she means is her dad always is like, you have to do this, don't do this, follow these rules. But the reason he's doing that is because he wants his kids to kind of grow up doing the right thing, following the rules, helping others, and so on.
All right, so next we see the scenario. Paige takes a picture of Mr. Wang. So she knows that her dad can be kind of strict sometimes, but he's doing it for a good reason.
Yeah.
So she's very thankful for that.
Yeah, it shows he cares. Okay, so that's one. So it's now the following morning, so the next day in the challenge, it's the weekend, and we see Paige, she comes down into the kitchen, or comes into the kitchen, and the twins welcome her, okay, as they come in. They've obviously been doing something. Let's find out what.
All right, well, Jimmy says, hi, Paige. We help Mom make breakfast for you. Oh, you know, the twins are really cute. They can be really naughty sometimes, but then they're also really cute. They're very sweet as well. So they were making breakfast for Paige, and they were helping their mom out. Now, help here is our word power word. It's spelled H-E-L-P, help. Help here is a verb, and it means you do something to make it easier for someone to maybe finish their job or to help them deal with a problem. You kind of give that person aid. Okay, for example, we can say this phrase, lend a helping hand. This means to help someone else and give them an extra set of hands in doing something. So we see here in the story, in the article, that Jimmy and Timmy helped their mom. They lent their mom a helping hand. Now let's take a look at help in a sample sentence. We can say, Mom asked my little brother to help me clean the living room. Mom asked my little brother to help me clean the living room.
So what did the kids help Mrs. Wang do? Well, they helped Mom, make breakfast for you, for Paige. So there's another word power word we have to look at today. It is the noun breakfast. It's a long word. It's all one word. B-R-E-A-K-F-A-S-T. Breakfast. Let's check out what it means. So the word breakfast means the meal you have in the morning. Now, if you slept in all day and didn't get up until maybe 1 p.m., it's still the first meal you'd have. Is probably a lot of people would still call it their breakfast. Sometimes it can get a bit confusing. Is it breakfast? Is it lunch? But if you think of breakfast as the meal you have in the morning, early on in the day, that's what breakfast is. Here's an example sentence. Today, I had ham and eggs for breakfast. Today, I had ham and eggs for breakfast.
Oh, that's so sweet of them. And then Timmy says, let's eat together.
Okay, so it's all good there. It's a very nice thing happening. Now, Mrs. Wang there as well, she's helped the kids, or the kids have helped her. And then she says, I hope you're feeling better today, dear. Talking to Paige, she knows that Paige had a bad day or two.
Right.
So now she wants to do something nice to make Paige feel happy. And so she asks, are you feeling better? And we use this phrase, feeling better, to mean that your health or your mood is better than it was before. So we say this to people when we know that they've either been sick or maybe like Paige, something has been bothering them. So we just say, hope you're feeling better. Hope things have improved.
Okay, well, hopefully this breakfast made her feel better. The scenario we see that they eat together, the family eats together, and Paige takes a picture of them all.
Yeah, maybe a big selfie or something like that. And she says, I really have a lot to be grateful for. So we've concentrated on the family there. She's very grateful about all of those. She's got 5 more days to go, but I think she's going to find it fairly easy. And that's where we're going to leave her in her gratitude challenge to go to today's wrap-up.